Hey everybody, it's Paul with Washington Pro Carpet Cleaning. Today I'm doing this microfiber, almost like a sectional style with a chase lounge and recliners. And I'm going to use the Zinger pads, that's the red and white ones, microfiber with the scrubbing strips. I have Fire Dragon in the bucket, 8 ounces in that 1 gallon, or 2 gallons of water. And I'm going to put it in my 2-gallon sprayer and then pre-spray a section at a time. Make sure I have towels down and clean up for the overspray. And yeah, it's a pain in the butt wearing those masks. But this particular client is in an apartment and she got this 3-seater. It's actually a 2-seater and a chase lounge. The 2-seaters recline, and a ottoman over on the right side of the film you can't see. I'm going to have to adjust my position of the tripod in just a moment. I'm outside pouring about 1.5 gallons into my 2-gallon sprayer. I usually use the 409 foam when I do upholstery to avoid all the overspray and cleanup. But we're on wood floors, and I thought I'd just bring some towels in. We should be fine. And I've cleaned a microfiber before with the Fire Dragon, and it just does amazing. And this particular sofa, like I said, she got it on OfferUp, really cheap. It does have a little bit of a marijuana smell to it, so I'm going to treat it with a little ClO2. That's chlorine dioxide, stabilized chlorine dioxide, or odor death if you order it from the ncapstore.com. And I'll do about 4 ounces in a spray bottle to about 4 ounces of water, 50-50 blend. The orbiter that I'm using is from Harbor Freight. It's not the one that has the 1-to-6 setting. It's an upgraded model. It does 1,000 RPM to 3,500 RPM. And what you'll notice on this thing is even on just the first setting, I think I only used the 2 settings, 1,000 RPMs and then 1,500 RPMs at sometimes. Anything higher might burn the fabric, so you got to be careful. But if you look at my previous video, I had a lower quality model. It still did okay, and it had that 1-to-6 setting, and you could see the machine starts to bog down. It doesn't spin the bonnet like it should. It spins it slower than you could use a rag in your hand. But you watch this thing, I can control the speed. It never slows down. The bonnet is always spinning. You could tell because there's a little tag on there that I didn't cut off. And of course I did speed this up. I should reference that. I sped it up 2 times normal rate. I did that because it was a 45-minute video, just the cleaning. So it did take me 45 minutes, almost an hour to clean this couch. And it was already all pre-vacuumed. She had pre-vacuumed it and I guess tried to clean it or something, but I'll pick up a lot of soil off of this entire set onto a couple pads. I'll use 1 pad on this particular 2-seater theater part, and then I'll use another pad on the chase lounge, and another pad on the ottoman. Excuse me. So you do want to be careful with this particular orbital. Excuse me, one moment. Okay, I'm back. And you want to be careful with this orbital because, like I said, it's not one of those slow. I mean, you could sand wood floors with this. And usually just number 10, which is 1,000 RPMs, is plenty. I think that's what I'm on. Then I'll see a little bit of soil and I'll come back over at 1,500 RPMs gently. But you do need to be careful. The first time I used it, I actually was doing a chair, a recliner, and when I went into the section between the seat cushion and the arm down there. The backside, you could see the plastic. It's got a plastic, I believe it's a 7-inch drive pad with Velcro, and these are 8-inch pads you can get for furniture or stairs from theendcapstore.com. They're Zinger pads with scrubbing strips. They do a fantastic job. But that black plastic, if you're not careful, I had turned it up to about 1500 RPMs, and I was cleaning along the inside of that crease, and the black plastic actually burned a hole in the, it was not noticeable, it was in an underside of the cushion, not on this, but the first time I used this. And I'm not going to hide it. I showed the client, it's a long-time customer, and I said, hey, I'm pretty sure my machine did this, and it's down below, you can't even tell, but I said, I can discount the cost here, or I can, and I'll also go get a fabric needle, which is like a C, looks like a C, and I'll stitch it up. It wasn't real bad or noticeable, and the set was probably 20 years old anyway. So, and my client was like, oh yeah, no problem, didn't even want me to discount the amount, just fix it. So you don't have to go through that. If you're using this machine, keep it on 1000 RPM to be safe. You can judge when you want to turn it up, but at 1000 RPMs you can go in and out of those creases, and that black plastic's not going to do anything. And it's hard to see what I'm seeing, especially since it's camera, but it is just pulling out all of the soil. There was darker spots. It all looked like shading on the headrest there. It's kind of gross. I don't know what it was. Maybe hairspray? It was like a thick buildup in certain areas. And so I'll go over those real good. I like to get these cushions really good. There's enough moisture on the pad when I'm done, since I sprayed it pretty heavy, to where I can take the pad and go along the sides and the back, and that'll take care of cleaning those areas that virtually are clean anyway, but the pad's already wet. So having a little problem with the cord here. It got kind of stuck underneath. This is an electrical set, the recliners, so you can push a button and they actually come out. So that was kind of cool. Of course, I didn't mess with them. I unplugged them and put them in the center of the room. So I'll let it run, let you watch me do some cleanings, and then I'll get back with you further along in the video. Okay, let me get these out of the way, and then I'm going to take my foot in that towel. I do have a mop out in the truck that I could use, but I'll just towel it up. Didn't get that much overspray. And I did have to let the customer know afterwards. She thought turning the heat up would dry the furniture, which not necessarily. It just puts more humidity in the air. It's pouring rain outside today, so it had to have been 90 degrees in there. So I was just sweating like a dog. So when she came out of the back room, we kind of social distanced. I let her know to turn the heat down 70 or under and put a fan on it to avoid having the heat create like a sauna, more humidity. And remember that if you're in anywhere for that matter, if you add heat, thinking you're drying your carpets, you're just making them stay damp longer. Especially with steam cleaning, hot water, because it's already hot, it's trying to evaporate. The ideal situation is turn up the air conditioner, turn it down to about 55, let it run, and the air conditioner during the evaporation process will pull all the humidity out of the air, which will dry your carpets or your furniture twice as fast. I'm stopped at a lunch break, and I thought I would post this video. I have a lot more videos. It's been busy, but I just don't have the time to get them all done. So I know after today, I'm off until I think the 4th. Unless a big job calls and I want to go make some money. But I kind of booked myself off for the New Year's. I got some family coming to town, but I have probably a good 3 more videos that I need to get up. Plus I'm going to do one more job today that was unexpected. I thought I was just going to do this. She said it was a sectional, and then I got a call and somebody had an emergency move out, one of my realtor friends, and so I'm going to go knock out a quick 3 bedrooms and a hallway, I think. A little rambler house, 1 level, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I loaded my 175. I put the 10-inch wheels on there. I actually bought thin wheels. They're only 1 inch wide. I think they'll be extremely easy to clean off at the door porch. And I can also put a microfiber wraparound pad that's meant for like one of these orbitals. I can just wrap it around the wheels and take it from the wet driveway or rock driveway up to the porch, take those off, and then wheel the 175 in. And I think the next job, I didn't get a chance to show my last one because it was a big mix-up on the time with the AT&T store, but I knocked that one out. I have one more to do on the 4th, January 4th. So I'm doing it at 7 p.m. at night when they close, so probably won't post the video till the 5th. I'm doing basically about 1,000 square foot showroom and maybe 100 square foot of VCT, strip and wax, tile in the back. And shouldn't be too bad at all. I'm going to do it all with the back room, obviously, with the Auric. And then I used the Mighty ECO 14-inch Pro Light on the other AT&T that I did that I couldn't get on camera. And, what I'm doing here is I got a white cloth. And I'm just going over, since I used microfiber and not Iron Man, I'm just kind of brushing it all one direction. And what I'm looking for is any soil pickup on that white cloth. And so far I don't see anything, which if there was still soil left on the fabric, it's a little damp from using the pump-up sprayer. So I wanted to remove as much moisture as I could. So that's what I'm doing here. I thought about bringing my VacMaster, the high-powered shop vac, in and just going over it, but then I thought I'm going to have to kind of comb it out anyway or brush it out with a rag because I don't want to leave triangles or lines on the furniture on this microfiber. I've done that when I used to do truck mount steam cleaning or portable steam cleaning. I just leave the clean lines on it, and sometimes on this fabric it becomes permanent shading, and customers don't like that, so be careful. Always get maybe a horsehair brush and brush it out. This particular fabric is almost completely flat like leather. It is microfiber though, it's just worn. That's why I went ahead and wiped it all down. I'll get all the stuff put in order. Here's the pads. You can see the backside clean, other side dirty. And on those pads, unlike the Iron Man, the Iron Man shows all the dirt. The Zinger pads pick up just as much dirt. Don't be fooled. But it sucks it into the pad, the sponge in between the microfiber. So anyway, this job turned out beautiful. Like I said, it only took me about 45 minutes. I know some guys can knock it out in 30 minutes. But I just took my time. I used to hate doing furniture when I steam cleaned. All the bending and stooping, and you gotta, people would look for unwet areas, and so you gotta make sure you spray evenly. And with a pad, it's distributing the moisture anyway, everywhere. So as long as you touch all the fabric with the orbital, there's no dry spots where the customer thinks you missed something. So, and I quit doing furniture 100%. I did only carpets for about, almost 6 years. And then I saw this method, and I started doing it. I think it was one of Damon Williams' guys that owns a carpet cleaning company that does the videos for him on his End Cap Store YouTube page. And I saw him use a handheld, actually a Makita, which those things are expensive, $189, $250. And I didn't want to get into that. I started with a $49 day spa one from Walmart. And then one of my good clients gave me this one. It probably cost about $50, $60. So there you go. Keep in mind it's wet, or I should say damp. It does have a lot of wear, so it almost looks like leather. I'll wait and snap a picture once it gets a little bit more dry. I have a place I'm going to stop and get lunch and then come back. She's going to put a fan on it. I just want to make sure there was some areas on there on the back head that I want to make sure that they got cleaned up good. Okay, and here we are. You can see, man, it looks like a tan leather. Looking good. I told her to get a brush and brush it all uniform from time to time and only use isopropyl alcohol to clean up. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next episode.